Hi everyone, this is Suram and I welcome you all to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the exercises of chapter number 4, Atoms, Molecules and Radicals, that is of standard 7th, ICSE Chemistry. Exercises of chapter 4. So let's start. Atoms, molecules and radicals. So we'll start first the very short answers. Question number 1, define atoms and molecules. So we have to write the simple definitions of atom and molecule. An atom is the smallest part of an element that take part in a chemical reaction. A molecule is the smallest part of an element or a compound that is capable of existing independently. Second, what do you mean by the atomicity of an element? The number of atoms contained in a molecule or a compound is known as its atomicity. What are the atomicity of neon, oxygen, ozone, phosphorus and sulfur? This we have to write the atomicity of the different elements here. Is it? So atomicity is, that is the number of atoms contains, that we have discussed already. And the second answer, so neon is having the atomicity 2, oxygen 2, ozone 3, phosphorus 4 and sulfur 8. The next we have number 4, what do you mean by the valency of an element? How is it expressed? Name 2 divalent elements. Divalent means with the valency 2. Is it? So combining a capacity of an element with the other element, that is known as its valency, and it is expressed by the number of hydrogen atoms added or replaced from the atom of an element. Is it? The two divalent elements are oxygen and zinc. These are having the valency 2. Then what do you mean by the groups and period of periodic table? So the 18 vertical columns in the periodic table, that are known as the groups, and the 7 horizontal rows that are known as the periods. Then number 6, what is the correlation between the valency of an element and its position in the periodic table? So from the given position of an element in the group to which it belongs, we can guess its valency of the element, that is the correlation. And what is the valency of underlined elements in the radical in each of the following compounds? We are given with the compounds, we have to tell the valency. So P is underlined here. What is the valency of phosphorus here? pH3 is 3, because phosphorus valency will go to hydrogen. Is it? You know how the transposing, we can transpose the valency to write the formulas of the compound. Oxygen is having 2, iron is having 2 here, and in this case iron is having 3, because these valencies are interchange. This valency of 2 is the valency of oxygen and 3 is the valency of iron here. Is it? These are transports. And CO3 is having 2, copper is having 1, copper is having 2 here, Cl2, and copper is having 1. Is it? So these are the short answers. Then we have the long answers. Very first, discuss how atoms, molecules and radicals are different from each other. Give examples. So atoms, molecules and radicals, as we have discussed already in the chapter, how they are different from each other. For the properties, is it? Independent existence, atom can exist, does not exist independently. Is it? Molecules, it is capable to exist independently. Radical also. Charge, atom, molecules not charged, only radical is charged. Valency, atom and radical are having the valency, but molecule is not having any valency. Number of constituent elements, only one or more than one also in both the cases of molecules and radicals. How they are taking part in the chemical reaction: atom directly, and molecule break into atoms which take part in the reaction. Radical take part in a reaction as unit, remains intact in a chemical reaction. Then number 2, giving three examples how atoms form the molecules. So when an atom of an element combined with another atom of the same element, a molecule of the element is formed. Is it? For example, the two atoms of hydrogen, oxygen or nitrogen that combine to form the molecules of element. Is it? So a molecule of noble gases contain only one atom of the element like helium, neon, argon, etc. Is it? Number 3, when two atoms of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen, that form the molecule of water. Is it? So can a valency of an element be variable? So that we have seen already the answer. Valency of an element can be variable. Yes. If it can, mention two such elements and show how they form the compounds and how these compounds are named. Yes, the valency of an element can be variable. Is it? Copper and iron. These are the two elements. Copper and iron are the elements which has the variable valencies. Iron has a valency 2 in FeCl2 and 3 in FeCl3. Is it? Similarly, copper has a valency 1 in CaCO and 2 in CoCl2. So to differentiate between these compounds are named as iron 2 chloride and iron 3 chloride. Is it? In the same way, copper 1 chloride and copper 2 chloride. That is represented by the numbers in the brackets. Is it? Then we have the last objective questions. That is, choose the correct option. Which of the following species can exist independently? We are having hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen and neon. So it is the neon which can exist independently. HCl, O and Ne. It is Ne that exists independently. Which of the following species cannot exist independently? H2O, CO2 and HCl. It is N. The number 3, which of the following has atomicity 3? Nitrogen, chlorine, bromine and ozone. Ozone only. The number 4, if the valency of an oxygen is 2, what is the valency of copper in CuO? That is again 2. Then next we have the Phillips, filling the blanks. An atom is the smallest part of dash that takes part in a chemical reaction. It is an element. A molecule is the smallest part of an element or a dash that can exist independently. Element or a compound. The molecule of a noble gas element contains dash atom or atoms. One atom. Noble gas is only having one atom. Then we have the table. Complete the following table. Is it? So here in the table we are given the 4 columns: positive radical, negative radical, formula of the compound, and the name of the compound. So first is solved already on the book. Second we have in the formula of the compound: Ca2 positive, S2 negative, so it is CaS. CaS is the formula of the compound and name of the compound is calcium sulfide. The next we have positive radical Ca2 positive and the negative radical is OH negative. So formula of the compound is CaOH2, is calcium hydroxide. Then number 4, Zn2 positive, SO4 2 negative. It is formula is ZnSO4. Is it? And the name is zinc sulfide. Is it? The next we have Al3 positive, O2 negative. It is Al2O3. Formula of the compound is Al2O3 and the name of the compound is aluminium oxide. The next we have CO2 positive and CO3 2 negative radical. Formula of the compound is CuCO3 and the name of the compound is copper carbonate. Then Na positive, HCO3 negative. It is NaHCO3 and that is the formula of the compound and name of the compound is sodium bicarbonate. So this was all about, sorry, here have been the one more question, that is write T for the true and F for the false for the following statements. Is it HCl is a diatomic molecules, that is true, and the valency of radical is same as the charge over it, that is again true, and the valency of the group 14 element is 4, that is again true, and last one, the calcium, an element of group 2 of the periodic table, forms Ca2H, it is false, it forms CaH2, is it CaH2, is it, that is false. So this was all about question answers of chapter number 4. Thank you.